7 helpful practices to start living like a Stoic. In recent years, more and more people are getting interested in Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that teaches us how to be happy and fulfilled. Stoicism focuses on things like being a good person, controlling our own actions, helping others, and realizing that life is short. Even today we can learn from the Stoic philosophers to live better lives. In today's video, we'll talk about 7 important habits to be a good Stoic. By following these habits, we can find peace, wisdom, and more happiness in our lives. Number 7. Embrace inner bliss. Have you ever wondered why people care so much about what others think of them? Marcus Aurelius pondered the same question. He noticed that even though we all love ourselves more than anyone else, we often put more importance on what others think of us than on our own self-opinion. This habit of seeking approval from others goes way back to our ancient instincts. Back then, being disliked by your social group could mean getting kicked out and facing a tough life in the wild, which often led to death. Today, while the consequences aren't as severe, we still spend a lot of time and effort trying to impress others. We might spend money we don't have on fancy things we don't really need, just to look good in someone else's eyes. Our career choices and lifestyle are often shaped by how we want others to see us, rather than what truly makes us happy. In a way, we become prisoners, paying a high price every day to gain approval, with no guarantee of ever feeling truly free. In contrast, there's a Roman named Cato who had a different approach. He lived his life independently of what others thought. He didn't mind wearing odd clothes or walking without shoes, just to teach himself to be ashamed only of things that truly deserved shame and to ignore other forms of disgrace. This mindset allowed him to stand up to powerful figures like Julius Caesar without fear of disapproval. The lesson here is that we should follow Cato's example. It's better to live life on our own terms and not be so concerned about what others think. True happiness should come from within, not from seeking approval from others. Number 6. Exploring extreme possibilities. Seneca once said, "Nothing happens to the wise man against his expectation." This idea might sound a bit different from what we often hear today about the power of positive thinking. Nowadays, people often talk about being optimistic and using affirmations to lead a happier life. But the Stoics, like Seneca, had a different perspective. They believed that simply hoping for things to get better wasn't enough. They thought it made people passive, as if they were just waiting for good things to happen without taking action. Instead, the Stoics embraced the harsh realities of life. They had a practice called premeditatio malorum, which means thinking in advance about bad things. They would imagine the worst possible events like losing their reputation, facing financial ruin, or even dealing with death. They asked themselves tough questions like, what if everything went wrong tomorrow? How would I handle it? Should I change the way I live today? These questions helped them prepare for the worst, and this exercise always had benefits. The Stoics didn't stop at just thinking about it. They took real steps to prevent those bad things from happening. Even if they couldn't stop everything, they were better prepared to face the challenges life threw at them because they had thought about it in advance. The lesson here is that we should be honest with ourselves and not avoid reality. This way we can get ready for both success and failure. It's not about being negative, but about being prepared. Number 5. Ephemeral truths. Marcus Aurelius once wrote a simple yet powerful reminder about life, using the example of Alexander the Great and his mule driver. He wanted to keep things in perspective and maintain balance. The key message was to reflect on people who felt intense anger or desire, whether they were famous, unfortunate, or even hated. Marcus Aurelius wanted us to realize that, no matter who they were, their emotions and desires now amount to nothing, just like smoke or dust, or perhaps not even a legend. He urged us to think about these examples and see how trivial the things we passionately want truly are. In this reminder, passion doesn't mean modern enthusiasm, but refers to irrational, unhealthy, and excessive desires and emotions, like anger. The Stoics aim to replace such passions with healthier emotions, like joy. The core of the exercise is to remember how small we are and how fleeting achievements can be. Possessions and fame are temporary. What truly matters is the present moment, being a good person and doing the right thing right now, as the Stoics believed. Consider Alexander the Great, who conquered much of the world and had cities named after him. Yet the Stoics would also remind us of his dark side. He once killed his dearest friend, Clytus, in a drunken fight, and his sorrow was so deep that he couldn't eat or drink for days. This incident raises questions about the meaning of a successful life. Having your name on a map means little if you lose perspective and harm those around you. The lesson here is to learn from Alexander's mistake. Stay humble, honest, and self-aware. These qualities are within your control, and you can practice them every day of your life. They are not something that can be taken from you, or, worse, take control over you. If you're with us till now, be sure to subscribe to Stoic Legion and hit the notification bell so you can stay informed about the latest Stoic teachings. Number 4. Stand strong. Cato, an old-time thinker, once said, "In doing nothing, men learn to do evil." He believed that when people don't take a stand, they might end up doing bad things. Cato was a unique person in his job. While many in his profession often made compromises, he stuck firmly to his beliefs. He thought that there was no middle ground. Something was either good or bad, and there were no in-betweens. This might seem like a very high standard to follow. After all, in the real world, many important things happen because of compromises. But today, it sometimes feels like we compromise too much. We give up our principles in the name of being open-minded or for making money. He was known for making everyone around him angry, even his friends and enemies. He refused to give in on his beliefs, and he expected the same from his loved ones. He didn't allow any flexibility. But this extreme stand also made him a person others respected. He became the person in Rome who decided what was right and wrong. We can't all be as strict as Cato, but if you don't stand up for something, you might end up falling for anything. In other words, having principles and not compromising them is important, even though it can be challenging in the real world. It's about finding a balance between staying true to your beliefs and working with others to get things done. Number 3. Express with writing. "Nobody becomes smart just by luck," said Seneca. "It means that wisdom doesn't happen by chance. You have to work at it." One essential thing we can do every day is look inside ourselves. This self-reflection makes us question our thoughts and the way we see the world. It's how we find answers to some of life's big questions. One helpful way to practice self-reflection is by keeping a journal. It's like a daily diary where you write down your thoughts and feelings. It's a powerful tool for mindfulness, which means being aware of the present moment. Writing in a journal can boost your creativity, make you feel more grateful, and even act as a kind of therapy. When you write things down, your thoughts and feelings become clearer than when they're just in your head. Ancient Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, knew the value of journaling. Marcus Aurelius, who was one of the most powerful people in the Roman Empire, wrote down his thoughts and feelings, and we now call his writings meditations. Today, many people, from athletes to business owners, benefit from the wisdom found in Marcus Aurelius's writings, but it's important to realize that he was the one who benefited the most. His journal helped him think clearly and stay accountable. Even when he had the power to be a tyrant, he remained virtuous. So, taking the time to journal is a valuable practice. It's not hard to do, and the rewards are huge. Writing down your thoughts and feelings can help you become wiser, more mindful, and better equipped to navigate life's challenges. It's a bit like having a conversation with yourself, and it can lead to personal growth and insight. So give it a try and see how it can positively impact your life. Number 2. Protect your time. Life isn't short. We just tend to waste a lot of it. This thought from Seneca reminds us that the regret we feel later in life often stems from not sticking to our resolutions and making the most of our time. As the years pass by, we realize how much time we've squandered and how we've hindered our own progress. We see all the moments when we let anger get the best of us, knowing we could have chosen differently, and how this negativity affected our lives. Choosing to embrace Stoicism is like a commitment to making the most of the time we have. It's not about constantly staying busy. It's about using every moment wisely. It means practicing presence and gratitude in each moment. By doing this, we'll reach the end of our lives without dwelling on negativity or regrets. Our time won't have been wasted on mindless social media scrolling or impulsive, short-term pleasures. Instead, it will have been devoted to meaningful work, self-improvement, and helping our communities. Making the most of your time involves recognizing what's within your control and acting on it to the best of your ability. It means not leaving important tasks undone. This way, when our journey comes to an end, we can do so with contentment rather than regret. We'll be grateful for the opportunities we seized, just like a ripe olive falling from a tree, thanking nature for producing it and the tree for its support. Number 1, pomegranate. The obstacle in front of us can be the path to success. This quote from Marcus Aurelius reminds us that challenges can lead to growth. The biggest factor determining our future isn't the events themselves, but how we react to them. Consider the people you admire most. They often faced adversity and emerged stronger. Instead of running from difficulties, they turned them into opportunities for self-improvement. Whenever something negative happens, don't avoid it. Embrace it as a chance to learn and become a better version of yourself. Seneca wisely noted, "There is no one more unfortunate than the man who has never been unfortunate." It's those difficult times that truly test our character and help us grow. To truly improve it, we must keep the promises we make to ourselves. Life is filled with everyday challenges, from traffic jams to minor irritations. How we handle these tests reflects our character. Will we let a traffic jam ruin our day, or use it to practice patience and presence? Remember, these small tests are universal. No one is exempt from life's little trials. Even someone as powerful as Marcus Aurelius struggled to get out of bed at times. Nature imposes limits on everything, and all painful periods eventually come to an end. Maya Angelou's words, "Every storm runs out of rain," remind us that difficulties are temporary and teach us to appreciate the good times. To benefit from this practice, we must regularly embrace rather than shy away from difficulty. By doing so, we can be grateful for every moment, regardless of whether it brings joy or challenges. In the end, it's our reactions to life's obstacles that define us and shape our destinies. So, Stoicism offers valuable guidance for becoming a better person. It's about being good, in control of yourself, and feeling content. You can do this by focusing on important qualities, staying in the present, managing your reactions, working hard, helping others, and remembering that life is short. Following these ideas can lead to a peaceful, wise, and deeper life. Try a few and you're on your way to becoming a better Stoic. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more wisdom.